Yeah, welcome to the show.
Welcome, y'all. Welcome you, Dave Simon. Get with the green here. How you guys doing? What's Phantom in Japan?
It's
Dave.
What's Phantom in Japan, and you're going to ask me, because you ask me every show, what episode is it?
Is this the 10th?
I think so, isn't it?
I think so. Maybe.
I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter because we're here.
This is What's Phantom in Japan. This is the February edition. That's what matters.
And there's so much going on in the world of independent / Japanese wrestling. It's really booming, man. It's booming these days.
It's been a decent month. Like last month we were talking about the next show, saying, well, there's nothing really happening. Nothing really is going to go down. Whatever. We'll probably do a show in March. Maybe not even do a show in February. But then Jay White won the IWGP
Jay White
title.
Is the champion.
Yeah, well, that happened a couple weeks ago, right? So if you don't know, now you know.
But you should have.
He beat Tanahashi.
Yeah.
The match was pretty good.
It was.
I was surprised they gave it to Jay White this early, but I guess they're going in a different direction, right?
They have to make new stars because tons of those stars just left, you know. So they're in real recovery mode, you know, and so to recover and you really have to build your new stars, and Jay White is that. They're going to really hold on to these guys. ROH is kind of feeling the heat as well in that sense with this whole AEW thing. ROH was considered, let's say, maybe the second or third after Impact or whatever, maybe, you know, It depends on who you talk to. And now AEW's already maybe stepping into, we're number 2 already, you know.
They seem to be number 2 without having done a single show.
So now what is ROH, 3 or 4, you know? Or and New Japan, same thing. Like and their top guys are going there, so the interest is there. So what do? You have to make interest. And so you like create stars, and then you try to create storylines with these stars. You know, like what just happened last the show you sent me, the ROH
the Honor Rising tour,
Honor Rising. So
which is Ring of Honor people going over to Japan. They did a couple of shows back to back, and there were some pretty fun shows, but they were mostly like, you know, Ring of Honor versus New Japan, where nothing really advanced New Japan-wise necessarily.
Here's the thing. It's what I'm talking about. Is like at first there was like just meddling with the waters, you know, warm. But now they're going full on cross storylines because the Guerrillas of Destiny are the New Japan champions now. And they challenged the ROH champions right up, the Young Bucks, and they had a face off in the ring. So now at Madison Square Garden, title for title match.
Wait, who do they challenge? Not the Young Bucks.
No, sorry, not the Bucks.
The Briscoes.
The Briscoes, yeah.
Yeah. The Young Bucks are in AEW. They're not in New Japan or ROH anymore.
So it's going to be the Briscoes against the Guerrillas of Destiny.
Yeah, Tama Tonga and Tonga Leo.
And whoever wins that match is the tag champs of both.
They're unifying?
Well, because it's title for title match. So whoever wins, and they made sure they said it a couple of times, title for title.
That's pretty big.
So what I'm saying is they're going to combine in that sense. Like the storylines, they needed that. You know, to me, it's the most interesting thing to go down right now. Anyway,
and you're going to be at that match because that's the Madison Square Garden show. WrestleMania weekend. They're building towards that big show, which is cool. Like. Yeah. The 2 Honor Rising shows, the fact that they were able to do that and build a match for the joint show that they're doing, the ROH New Japan show in April. Yeah.
So that's it. So it's not really a unification, but it's definitely a cross promotional that whichever team wins is going to be the champions. And I will tell you right now, the only right move in my mind would be to maybe give it to the Guerrillas of Destiny to break them into the ROH because they really weren't in there so much. And the Briscoes have just been around so much. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't see the Briscoes going to Japan, but I do see the Guerrillas of Destiny doing Ring of Honor shows.
Exactly,
you know?
Exactly. So, something about that, the gimmicks. I don't know, but I mean,
I'm not saying
the Briscoes are great. No,
I'm not saying
great.
They wouldn't work in Japan. I just don't think those guys want to wrestle in Japan. They seem to be guys that want to wrestle in Ring of Honor and Ring of Honor only,
yeah,
right?
Pretty much.
That's all they've got, and they're very good. They could go anywhere they want, but they've chosen to stay in one promotion. I'd be surprised to see them wrestling like Wrestle Kingdom next year.
Yeah, extremely surprised. And they honestly, they like, to drive around in their camper and,
Yeah, that's it. They like to go four-wheeling and doing the things that rednecks do, and that's fine.
Yeah, so
they got to do that in the States.
They got to do that.
Good old USA.
So yeah, and as well as upcoming stuff. On that same show, I saw Will Ospreay do his finishing move. What's that one where he twists him up? No, not the Oz Cutter. The other one where he gets them on their shoulder. He does like a pump handle up on the shoulder and slams it. And he did that to Jeff Cobb with like ease. You know. Will Ospreay is, and then after the match, Ospreay's all like flexing. Man, this guy's gaining size fast, and he's still doing all this shit. So watch out for what's going to go on with this guy. And it's funny because like we talked about before, he's going to face Jay White for the title.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to win it. But I tell you, he within the next year or two, he's gonna win major. He's gaining size, he's getting better, honestly, and fantastic.
Yeah, well, we've talked about Will Ospreay a lot on the show. We're both huge fans. We see the future for this guy, and he could be the top guy in professional wrestling. I see this guy as the next Kenny Omega, the next AJ Styles, the next Finn Balor, the next one of these big stars that New Japan has made. That can be like a main event guy.
Yeah, one of the things he needs though is to add the Canadian flag to all the flags on his gear. Did you know that? We talked about that before. Every goddamn fucking country except Canada.
But he's an incredible wrestler, and he's going to wrestle Jay White on that New Japan anniversary show March 6th in Tokyo. Main event: Jay White versus Will Ospreay. Jay White, the new IWGP Heavyweight Champion, beating Hiroshi Tanahashi just about a month after Tanahashi took the title from Kenny Omega. They put it over here on Jay White. I agree with you. I don't think that Will Ospreay is going to win the title. I don't think we thought Jay White was going to win the title from Tanahashi. You never know. I think that they could have a killer match, and Jay White has kind of been seen as a junior heavyweight over his career in New Japan. So this match, putting him a heavyweight, making him a heavyweight wrestler.
He's also gotten bigger too. I don't know how much he weighs. But
it's good that they've put him in this role, but I don't know if this is the time to make him the champion. Like, it's good that he's a main eventer, but I don't know if they keep the belt. They keep moving the belt around, because I think Jay White right now needs a little bit of a run as champion if people are going to take him seriously as a champion.
Take him seriously, and also the promotion seriously. They need a little bit of stability, because it's been a little rocky since everyone left.
I thought Tanahashi was going to be their stability.
Yeah, but
why do you think they went just because they needed to make Jay White?
They need to make stars, because Tanahashi, belt or not, he's still Tanahashi. People are going to love him, especially in Japan. Like he doesn't gain new fans by being the champion, whereas Jay White will gain new fans because it's more exposure. And honestly, it's not the 80s anymore with Hogan. Honestly, heel champions are usually what you want for a lot. Omega might not be the great example as a predecessor, but heel champions are what makes usually wrestling more exciting,
Yeah, because you have that babyface chasing.
Yeah, you have the babyface chase or multiple babyface chases, and Jay White has his little cronies there in the Bullet Club, whatever version.
That's it.
So it just makes a lot of sense for him to keep it for a while. Yeah,
and like you said, he's got a lot of help from his manager, who's always ringside, right? Gato's always there. Jado's there, too.
Yeah, so
and he's got the rest of the Bullet Club, so Will Ospreay can still look good, get cheated out of the victory.
He could be the new Ric Flair of Japan, how it has those title runs forever.
Yeah, and I think you can make Jay White a big star with the title, because I don't think the draw for this match is Jay White necessarily, but it's the title that's the star, That championship means so much. It's an important belt. So Jay White will be made with that title, kind of like Okada was. Like, Okada wasn't a huge star when he became champion, but over time, over the title runs, he became this monster star for New Japan.
Yeah.
And he's still around, but just kind of in a lesser role right now. You talk about the main event of that March 6th show, Will Ospreay and Jay White for the title. And then you have Tanahashi, Okada, and Goto teaming up to face some Los Ingobernables dudes, Tetsuya Naito, Evil, and Sonata. So, Okada's there. He's just like co-ace with Tanahashi, teaming with Tanahashi, and just one of the guys right now. I think until he goes back for revenge on Jay White, I think that's coming. I think that's the big build right now for New Japan, maybe for Wrestle Kingdom, I don't know. But that Okada Jay White for the title is going to happen at some point. And maybe Okada's the one to take it back from him. Because Okada, man, he went from way up to way down.
Yeah.
Lost to Jay White at Wrestle Kingdom. Hasn't really been the main event guy. He was the whole show for a while.
He's just on a downward swing,
Yeah.
He can't win always, But speaking of that match there, that 6-man tag, that's what New Japan always does these type of matches, which are kind of like Raw tag matches, but in New Japan they're like main event, or like huge deal matches, where they're like throwaways in over here in WWE. But a match like this, you'll still see a lot of hard hitting, crazy moves or whatever, where a 6-man build-up tag on Raw, it's like you get like
that's it. A lot of these 6-mans on Raw are just kind of throwaway matches to fill time and to build towards a pay-per-view. The difference is here, this is the pay-per-view. They're building for this. This is the match. So they're going to bust their ass and make sure it's a killer match. And I imagine it will be. I would assume, though, that the guys that are actually a team, Naito, Evil, and Sonata, would be beating, these 3 New Japan guys kind of put together. I don't really buy Okada and Tanahashi as a team. Even though they are big stars, you would think that Naito and his crew would go over because they're Los Ingobernables.
You're talking about Okada kind of on a downswing. Bad Luck Fale, he's involved and stuff, but he's basically a big jobber. He never wins ever.
He's going to be on the opening match of that New Japan anniversary show. Bad Luck Fale, Tama Tonga, and Tonga Loa, and Chase Owens, and Hikuleo. Yeah, Hikuleo's the big one. Cool. He's another son of Haku.
Yeah, cool.
He's giant.
Cool.
They take on Togi Makabe, Toru Yano, and then 3 young lions, Ayato Yoshida, Shota Umino, and Ren Narita. So, yeah, Fale is in the opening match with the young lions.
Well, it's weird to see Yano in that match after seeing Yano with
Colt Cabana.
That
was pretty cool. That's fun seeing Yano and Cabana.
It was a really funny tag match, which
they wrestled Cheeseburger and Delirious, right?
Yeah, and it's just interesting. They're all interesting characters, and I don't know if you ever saw Delirious live. The way he taught his vocalizations, was live. It's really eerie and cool. He's just a really good character, and to see them all interact in still some good moves, but not physically demanding, just character demanding wrestling. Although at the end they're still threw in a couple of serious wrestling moves. But what I'm trying to say is that comedy style of wrestling.
Yeah,
it's very interesting because my girlfriend says that she walked by. She's like, that I'm not sure that would ever work in WWE, and I think she's right. I'm not sure the extent of the comedy that they pull off. I don't think WWE audience would be ready for that. It's too serious.
It's a bit. Yeah, WWE. Yeah, they take the guys a little too seriously. They take what they're doing a little too seriously. They're not able to poke fun at themselves in a genuine way.
Yeah.
And, a guy like Toru Yano, I mean, look at Colt Cabana. They changed him to Scotty Goldman. I mean, Colt Cabana is an excellent wrestler. Yeah. The character is good. What he does clearly has worked for him. Yeah. Right?
He's fantastic.
Why would you ever want to change that?
Yeah.
Because, they don't think it'll work in WWE. I think Jim Cornette said, funny don't make money.
Yeah, exactly. Funny don't make money. But that's it.
I disagree.
I disagree.
Why do we have comedy movies?
Yeah.
Why does that exist? Do they not make money?
Yeah, that's be funny too.
Is Will Ferrell a broke man? You know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
Some people just don't like it. It's funny if it pokes fun at something about them, And again,
and they don't like it when it pokes fun at wrestling. Yeah. Like when Toru Yano goes for the turnbuckle every time, somebody would be like, "Why? Why would you let him do that?" People would get upset, but I just think it's funny.
Yeah, I think it's hilarious. And Colt Cabana, he's really a very, very smart man too. Like he's all over the independent scene. He knows exactly what's going on. He's like a pro wrestler. And honestly, I've only met him a couple of times, and he seems like a really super nice, self-aware dude, and he just understands a lot, and he's happy, I legit think he's happy doing what he's doing, and honestly, he's fun, he's great, and he's a good athlete.
And I think this was the first time he was in Japan working for New Japan Pro Wrestling, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
I'm surprised by. Like, really, this is the first time they used him. Use him more often. He's awesome.
And they used him, versus ROH. Interesting.
Yeah. Well, maybe they're thinking about it. I think New Japan has to start looking at new guys from Ring of Honor to bring in on a regular basis. Apparently, they wanted to bring in PCO for this tour, but he couldn't get a visa, unfortunately. It was cool to see Marty Scurll back in New Japan.
Yeah. Well, he's
the only remaining elite member.
He's the only remaining guy there.
All the other guys are gone.
I wonder what they would have done. Well, because he's in ROH also, so that's a weird match because he does the Villain Incorporated, right? So so he was doing that show. I guess I'm not sure who he was representing, because he's a regular in both,
I think he's a Ring of Honor guy.
Yeah,
I think that's Scurll's deal. As far as Cabana, though, I don't know. What the trade is with New Japan, but he's going to be in the New Japan Cup. So Cabana's like,
he's in the New Japan Cup.
It's not just the Honor Rising stuff. Cabana's going to be wrestling Togi Makabe in the opening round of the New Japan Cup, which starts on March the 8th.
And it's a tournament, right? So it's not points. So it's like
it's a knockout tournament.
Win, go home.
Win or go home. So maybe Cabana just goes home, right?
Yeah. Who's he facing again? Who's in this
Togi Makabe.
Oh, that tough guy.
The big guy who does the Donkey Kong punch.
Yeah.
Off the top.
I think he's totally going over
Makabe. Yeah, I think so too. It's a big bracket this year. I don't remember being this many guys last year.
Although, because the brackets the way it's set up, Toru Yano is the side bracket. So like if Colt Cabana would win, Yano would win, and Yano would win, you'd have like this set up for maybe the comedy match of the year,
Yeah.
And back to what I was saying, maybe they would be willing to make a gamble on that type of thing.
I would go for Colt Cabana. Like, why not push him a little bit further in this New Japan Cup? Bring him into the quarterfinals or the semifinals. Why not? He's good.
Yeah, and they had Colt Cabana and Yano go over as a team pretty well. Even though it was comedy oriented, it was very over, and then there were some good moves to finish it off. So who knows? But then also New Japan, I could see them wanting Davey Boy Smith Jr. That's like building a future star as well.
Talk about making new stars like Davey Boy Smith Jr. He's a star.
Yeah.
I don't know why he hasn't become a world champion in any of these major wrestling organizations. You look at him; he's gigantic.
He looks good.
He's got legit ability, like amateur wrestling stuff, catch wrestling. He does.
I guess
he's got the lineage, of course, with the Hart family and his dad. I mean, come on.
He needs to do something a little more interesting. I find I don't know what it is, but
his wrestling is solid.
Yeah.
Let's do a bracket.
Let's do a bracket. So
let's try and predict this thing.
So like we just did.
Let's start at the top though. Let's start at the top and work our way down.
Ishii
so Yuji Nagata against Tomohiro Ishii.
I'm going with Ishii.
I go with Ishii too. How about Hanma and Taichi?
I wish we had pictures. Is there pictures?
Hanma is that guy.
Okay.
Taichi is the other guy. This guy.
I'm
going to go with Taichi.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be Taichi versus Ishii
makes sense.
in round 2. Who goes on to win that match?
Oh, fuck. I'd say Ishii.
Ishii. So you got Ishii in the quarters, all right? Let's see another bracket here. Manabu Nakanishi, who's this guy, takes on Yoshihashi.
I love Yoshihashi.
I got Yoshihashi winning that match. So I got Hashi advancing to round 2. How about Juice Robinson versus Chase Owens? The Juice, of course, right?
Yeah.
So Juice Hashi in round 2. Who do you have going over, Juice or Hashi?
You'd have to go with Juice.
I'm going with the Juice. So we got Juice now and Ishii in the quarterfinals.
I'd still go with Juice.
So Juice reaches the semis. So we have Juice in a semifinal bracket here. All right. Okada versus Elgin.
Love Big Mike, but I'm going to have to go with Okada.
With Kazu Okada. Mikey Nichols takes on Hikuleo. Mikey Nichols was in NXT recently. He was in that tag team there. He takes on Hikuleo, who's Haku's big son.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Mikey Nichols. I think he winds up winning and going to the round 2 against Okada.
Okay, and I would go Okada going on again.
Over Mikey Nichols? Yeah. All right, so Okada, we have him as another quarterfinalist. Will Ospreay against Bad Luck Fale.
Will Ospreay.
For sure. Toa Henare against Lance Archer.
I'd have to go with Toa.
Me too.
Yeah.
So then we'd have Ospreay versus Toa. I'd go with
Ospreay again, yeah.
And then we have in the quarterfinals, ooh, that's nice, Ospreay versus Okada. With the winner facing Juice. That's going to be a tough match to call, taking place on March 20th or 21st. That's when the quarterfinals go down. The semifinals on March 23rd. Who's it going to be, Ospreay or Okada? Taking on Juice Robinson in the semifinals.
I guess the way it's going,
that's
a tough one.
I'd go with Okada.
Sure.
All right. So we have Juice and Okada in the semis. I got to go with Okada, right?
For sure.
We have Okada making it to the finals.
Either way, I think that whole bracket, it's Okada or Will going to the semifinals.
Yeah. Or going to the finals.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Like beating Juice in the semis and then going to the finals. Yeah, I think Okada or Ospreay wind up in the finals too. Other bracket here, Hiroshi Tanahashi, the ace, taking on Shota Umino, who I think is like a young lion.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with Tanahashi to win and go into round 2. This seems kind of easy.
For sure.
Hiroyoshi Tenzan.
I haven't seen him in a while.
Taking on David Finlay.
I'd toss. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because Tanahashi's going to win anyway.
I go with Tenzan, and then he'll face Tanahashi, and then Tanahashi will beat him, and Tanahashi will make it to the quarters. Then we have Ibushi versus Naito in the opening round. My goodness. That's tough, man.
That's a tough one, man.
I'm going with Ibushi.
Who's going home? Jeez.
It's Ibushi's time. Ibushi's the next champion.
Yeah,
Ibushi's a star they have to push.
There's a star they got to push now, yeah.
So we got Ibushi, and then will he face
Evil
or Zack Sabre Jr.? I think he'll take on Zack Sabre Jr. Because Zack won the tournament last year. He's really going to go out in the first round to Evil. I think he takes on Ibushi in the second round.
Yeah.
Who wins, though, to face Tanahashi? Will it be Zack Sabre or Kota Ibushi?
I guess Ibushi, because Sabre has a little title on him, right?
Yeah.
So gives Ibushi Ibushi needs something more, I think.
All right. So Ibushi goes over, eliminates Zack Sabre, and then we have a rematch from the G1. It'll be Tanahashi and Kota Ibushi in the quarterfinals, according to our bracket, which is pretty damn cool too. Man, the quarterfinals are going to be sick.
Yeah, they're going to be sick. Depends what direction New Japan wants to go, because Ibushi's really young. Tanahashi's not so young.
Got to go with Ibushi. I would go with Ibushi over Tanahashi. Other bracket here. Togi Makabe against Colt Cabana. We like Cabana. Toru Yano against Davey Boy Smith Jr. We're going with Toru Yano. We want to see the Cabana-Yano match in the second round. Who wins, Cabana or Yano? Let's go with Colt Cabana, man.
I would say go with Colt Cabana.
Let's put Colt Cabana in the quarterfinals.
But also I could very well see it be Davey Boy Smith Jr. making that.
I could, but I want Colt Cabana in the quarterfinals.
I want it.
And I'm going to give you my reason why real quick, because Satoshi Kojima will take on Minoru Suzuki in the first round. I got Suzuki going over to the second round.
Suzuki's the best.
Suzuki. Then we got Hiroko Goto versus Sanada in the opening round. I think, either or. I think probably Sanada goes over.
Sure.
And then Suzuki Sanada. I want Suzuki to go over. So we have the quarterfinal matchup of Minoru Suzuki versus Colt Cabana.
That'd be fantastic.
Holy shit.
Wouldn't that be great?
That'd be crazy.
What a mix of styles.
And then let's put Suzuki.
It would be a great match too, by the way. It really
would be. I would love to see that. Please do that, New Japan.
Please do that, New Japan. But I think it might be a bit of a stretch for them to do that.
It might be.
And definitely a stretch for Colt Cabana to win. So I would say
Suzuki goes over.
Suzuki goes over.
And then it'll be Suzuki and Ibushi in the semifinals. Winner takes on Okada. The winner is Ibushi.
Yeah.
Ibushi, Okada, New Japan Cup Finals.
Yeah.
That's my prediction. What do you think?
Makes sense for me. I'll put the stamp on that.
There we go. That's our prediction. Our official prediction for the New Japan Cup. It'll be Ibushi and Okada in the finals. And the winner is...
Shit. Because Okada's been on such a downer, but I could see both, man. I don't know how I really see both.
Ibushi made it down to the wire there in the G1, and so did Okada.
Coin toss. Let's go with Ibushi.
I'm going to go with Ibushi, too. I think Ibushi wins. But then we set up Ibushi Jay White because the winner of the tournament gets a title shot.
Yeah, which is, with all those stars leaving, that is a thing we all want to see anyway. There's a lot of...
That's the match.
Yeah, there's stuff.
Ibushi and Jay White. So that's the New Japan Cup taking place all of March. Starts March 8th, and the finals are on March 24th. I like that. Yeah. I like that bracket because we went through it, and there were some matchups that, if we're right, are going to be ridiculous.
Yeah. Fun times.
Suzuki and Colt Cabana would be damn cool.
Fun times ahead.
Ospreay and Kazuchika Okada seems very likely to happen. That's going to be sick.
So we'll have to do our next podcast the last week of March.
Yeah, 25th of March or something like that. All right, what about AEW? All Elite Wrestling, they made some announcements. Kenny Omega's officially there. He's an executive vice president, too. They have like 10 executive vice presidents. The Bucks, Cody, Jericho. Brandy is the chief branding officer and chief brandy officer, whatever that means.
Works.
So everybody's in charge, but also Tony Khan is really like, he's the owner. He's the Vince McMahon of the company. I heard him on Jericho's podcast. It's very interesting. I know we're talking about how you don't really listen to podcasts, but our podcast is good, and Jericho's podcast is just as good. Maybe almost as good. Not quite as good, because you're not on it, yet. So once we're on it, Jericho's podcast will be as good as What's Phantom in Japan. But he had that Tony Khan guy on, and just hearing them talk about the vision for AEW, it's interesting. It seems like they're going to have a TV deal at some point. That's in the works and could be announced within the next few months. It's really all about that Double or Nothing show on May 25th, but they're signing people, and they're signing them to what it seems like are exclusive contracts. So they got something going. The only thing I'm wondering is, Kenny Omega hasn't wrestled since January 4th? Is that it? Is he really not going to wrestle from January 4th
all the way
to May 25th? He's going to take all of January, February, and March, and April off? It's odd to me that a lot of these guys, like the Bucks, they've been showing up in little indie promotions here, but a guy like Kenny Omega is really going to take that much time off from the ring?
Well, maybe he's, maybe that's part of the deal, and it's like I'm sure their body's enjoying the time off,
sure.
living the life a bit. And then,
but you got to figure when the time off is done,
when it's done, where
Double
you go.
or Nothing happens, it's like boom, go. you got TV next week, you got, this and that. At what point, I just want to know more about AEW. Like, at what point do they say go? At what point does this thing actually start? Because
we'll have to wait on that.
It's real cool, and I know May 25th I'll be watching Double or Nothing, but what else? I was excited by Jericho saying he wants to wrestle both Pentagon and Phoenix individually, and he wants to wrestle them as a tag team with Kenny Omega.
Cool.
Just those matches. Let's go. Let's do that right now. Can we get those in?
Yeah. They're great.
They got a co-promotion with CMLL, too. That's big.
Yeah. And I really enjoyed their whole press conference thing. Like, to me, that's very old school wrestling. I think back to, the original AWA and NWA, those little TV studio shows where they just basically a press conference, and it's fantastic the way you get the characters in there. You get some furniture broken usually, this type of thing.
Somebody gets into a brawl, Kenny and Jericho brawled at the end of the thing.
Yeah, that's great, man.
It was fun.
And now we're going to see Jericho and Kenny again, which is fantastic too.
It was well done. It was a good event. There was some controversy. One of the women's wrestlers is trans, and she was one of them there, I think. But I didn't know she was trans at the time.
Yeah, it's true.
And then there was, I don't know, I thought she was just a lady like all the other ladies, but apparently she's trans, and, people were saying that a trans woman shouldn't be wrestling with other women, and it's it's a show. What are you talking about here? It's not... it was very strange, the response. I think it's cool that they're going in these different directions. They had a guy by the name of Sonny Kiss, who's a different type of performer, very very flamboyant, very out there. And, these people exist in real life, so why not have them reflected in professional wrestling? I think it's great, man.
Yeah, I think it's great.
It's inclusive for everybody, and it'll bring more people into pro wrestling. People that might not be into it, they'll see somebody that represents them, and then they'll be into wrestling. It's awesome.
And literally, it's more flair, too. There's only so many gimmicks to go around, and you need something that looks different. It can't be all muscle-bound guys in black tights. It has to be more than that. And the indie scene right now is full of that sort of thing. It's really a booming scene right now. Here in Montreal, no doubt, there's so many characters, that I could think of that, could be up there, not even guys with green masks, but many others, And so there's tons of talent that they sign, and there's tons more talent that they could sign.
That's it. And they're willing to go in directions that you wouldn't see in the WWE. They're willing to go in directions that indie companies go, but they want to do it with nice production and make it big, which is a cool idea.
Yeah, and you could totally easily see, a Sexy Eddie or a Tawanakta Team or Mike Bailey, all these guys there. There's really a depth of talent, and indie wrestling is hot right now, and so much so that. That's the reason why AEW is. It's the reason why ROH and NJPW are combining, and there's still Impact. I never watch it, but I know it's still there.
It exists.
It exists, and and all the others that are battling it out from
MLW,
doing
good stuff.
CZW, PGW. There's all kinds of shit going
PWG.
on. PWG, that's what I meant. Yeah. Sorry. Lucha is Lucha Underground coming back?
I don't know. I don't think so. Apparently, they signed certain people to lifetime contracts, and
really,
it was a whole mess over there.
Wow. Well, and because I've been seeing their stars going around, like Brian Cage. There, he's been doing the indies a lot now. Anyways, there's just so much fucking wrestling going on. It's so intense.
And the WWE's recognizing that stuff, too. All of a sudden, they have Ricochet on Raw and SmackDown every week. They're like, oh, we need to do something.
We need to.
We have Ricochet, right? Yeah. Let's bring him up to the main roster. Let's put him on TV.
But part of it, is because of Triple H and stuff, going out and getting those indie guys, starting maybe earlier than that with CM Punk and whatnot, but then the real more revolution when they got the Steen and they got AJ, although he wasn't an indie guy, but he was New Japan, at that time, and Generico and all those other guys. So they recognize it, but then it also makes it more popular. Like
they did recognize it, and they do recognize it. But what I've seen is they still favor their guys.
Oh, of course.
And guys that signed to WWE thinking, wow, I never thought I'd get signed by WWE. Now they're like, okay, I got signed to WWE, but like, what are they really doing with me? And they want out.
Yeah, and they want out, or
because
they don't even go.
Because they're valuable, or they don't even go. Right, the Bucks and Kenny Omega
and all that. But the guys who do go, like Owens, same idea. Like he went in. And they gave him the reins really quickly in NXT, and then quickly winning the title. Yes, it helped that Finn Balor got hurt and whatnot. But even Finn Balor is one of those indie guys as well, right?
Yeah.
So and they gave Owens that belt for a long time and let him run with it. And on his DVD, which I never saw before, in any DVD, they actually showed clips and mentioned the names of the former federations he was in. Like they mentioned IWS, and they said, "Oh, look, this is what he did." Whereas before, they never said that. They never acknowledged it to that degree,
right?
So, and that kind of made that stuff more popular and made it grow even more. So it's thanks to them, but it's also they kind of created it a little bit or helped it along.
Yeah. And, it's good that they do shine that spotlight, but, people aren't sure they want to go there all the time, right? People, and right now I think that the WWE is in a weird spot where, they may be pushing Daniel Bryan. He may be the WWE champion. He's taking on Kevin Owens for the title at the next pay-per-view, So they are doing that. But they are also, doing the Brock Lesnar thing and the Roman Reigns thing and the Seth Rollins thing and all that. And even Seth was kind of an indie guy, right? He was a Ring of Honor guy before, but he's very much like a WWE guy. He was in their developmental system for a while. So they don't really go full on with these indie guys to the top necessarily. And also, they don't really give the creative freedom that a lot of these wrestlers are able to have. Like, compared to what you're able to do outside WWE, what you're able to do inside WWE, it's very limited, it's very scripted. And I think the creativity is a major reason why a lot of people are choosing not to go right now. Because just,
Well, for a while, you don't have the creative guys. Like, if you want creativity, you need, like, a Chris Jericho or even a Kevin Owens,
Yeah. But if you're a super creative guy and you're being told no,
then I want to go somewhere else.
What do you want to do?
That's why Cody. It's what happened with Cody, and
well, that's it. It's not like Cody isn't creative and he doesn't have good ideas for his character.
Yeah,
they just didn't want to do what he wanted to do with the direction. Phantom, you got dog issues?
Yeah,
I think we're going to wrap this sucker up.
I'm having dog issues.
We're going to wrap this sucker up. We got a New Japan Cup thing going on. Jay White is the new champion. I think we've covered everything New Japan and AEW.
Yeah, I'm not sure what else there is.
What about you?
What about me? Well, the 20th anniversary IWS show is coming up.
Wow.
We got Tajiri. We got Mike Bailey. Fans Bring the Weapons match. We got all kinds of indie stars. It's ridiculous. The Mustache Mountain's back. All kinds of shit going on. Really the biggest indie show in Canada, I would say, perhaps ever. We'll see what happens.
Sounds like it.
There's still one more announcement I'm waiting on, and it will be, but we'll see. We'll see.
So there's one more surprise.
One more surprise.
That's going to happen?
It's still in the works. It's a maybe. But it's already the biggest show like in forever. I don't even understand the size of this show. The Metropolis, March 23rd, unfucking sanctioned 20th anniversary of IWS.
Can I go?
Of course you can. Fans bring the weapons.
Should I bring a weapon?
Of course you should.
What should I bring?
I don't know.
How about a gun?
If you want.
That's
pow, bang.
Yeah, right. That end a match real quick.
There you go.
All right. So go to that. Follow him at Twitter at
Green Phantom 514, Instagram Green Phantom 514, and Facebook just the Green Phantom.
Wow. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Dave Simon MMA. Of course, RingsideReport.net. We're on iTunes. We're on Google Play. We're on YouTube. YouTube.com/RingsideReport.net. We're going to get Phantom into the YouTube studio one day soon. Maybe for WrestleMania or something. Are we watching Oh, no, you're going to be at WrestleMania.
I'll be at WrestleMania.
Oh, well. Well, we'll talk to you again next month for the next episode of
What's Phantom in Japan, brother?